Enuani, ụmụnne m ndị Igbo nọ n'ụwa niile, daalụ n'ụtụtụ ọma, efifie ọma, anyasị ọma. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which part of the world you're seeing my video from. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. Today we are looking at a very crucial topic: why Ohanaeze Ndigbo must invest in promoting Igbo unity. Why Ohanaeze Ndigbo must invest in promoting Igbo unity. As Igbo people, wherever you find yourself around the world, we have a very unique challenge. Ndigbo all over the world have unique challenges confronting them. One of the most prominent of these challenges is disunity. If onye Igbo bụ onye Anambra, achọna iji anya hụ onye Igbo bụ onye Ebonyi State. Onye Igbo na Ebonyi State, achọna iji anya hụ onye Igbo bụ onye Imo State. Onye Igbo bụ onye Imo State, achọna ikweri na ndị Rivers State bụ ndị Igbo. Onye Rivers State bụ onye Igbo, ọ nọ n'Ikwere, ọ nọ n'Elele, ọ nọ n'Ọgba, ọ nọ na Ndọni, ọ chọrọ iji anya hụ onye Igbo bụ onye Edo State. Onye Igbo bụ onye Edo State, achọrọ ihu onye Igbo bụ onye Kogi. These are things that we will have to contend with as a people now, because it has a spiral effect. If we don't nip it in the bud, our children may grow up with 2 times or 3 times of the disunity we are showing among ourselves. But if we live better with unity, our children will increase it. So this is why I'm saying one of the most important projects that the Ohanaeze Ndigbo must embark on is the quest to promote Igbo unity. Unity among Ndigbo across the 13 states where Ndigbo are found. Unity among Ndigbo across the 13 states where Ndigbo inhabit. Not just Ndigbo within the southeast. We are not confined to just the southeast. Myself, who is making this video, I am not from the southeast, but that does not in any way reduce my Igbo-ness. I am still Igbo. I have kith and kin all over Igbo land. So, in this particular age, where tribal bigotry has taken center stage on all social media platforms, the least we can do is to unite among ourselves as a people. And for me, one of the most important driving forces of this unity should be the apex sociocultural organization of Ndigbo, known as Ohanaeze Ndigbo. I want to give kudos to the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. So far, he has done well. In terms of the advocacies that he preaches, in terms of the speeches I have heard coming out from him, he has proven to be apolitical, because that was the fear we all expressed when he was nominated by the political class. But so far, he's advocating for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and so many other things he has spoken about. His open support for the creation of an Ioma state and all other challenges that confront Ndigbo shows that he has moved above what so many people assumed of him. But I am still demanding that the Ohanaeze Ndigbo makes bold move, takes bold step towards promoting Igbo unity. Onwe ihe mee o ji bụ n'ebe ọbụla ịhụ ndị Igbo ha na-eme ihe a na-akpọ nzukọ ụmụnne, nzukọ ụmụnna. They begin to come together. They begin to associate. They form unions for almost everything. That is our lifestyle. We believe in Oyaya and Awanneya, as you saw demonstrated in the videos I have been posting in the past few days. Igbo believe in that principle of Oyaya and Awanneya. So we congregate together to see which brother who among us is not doing well and how can we support that person. That is the Igbo spirit. So today I decided to do a live stream where I feel I can talk to us unedited and we can also interact with each other. So if you're seeing this video, please do well to share to your audience and also drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Which part of Igbo land are you from? Which part of Igbo land are you contributing from? Which part of the world are you seeing my video from? This is Enuani Cultural Forum, and today you and I are having a one-on-one interaction. Abmoyi Igbo, Oyubuluku, na Anocha South Local Government Area of Delta State. Afambo, Onwode, Ngozi Chukwuka, Fortune, and you are welcome to my channel. This is actually my first time of making a live stream in a long time. And I also figured that our engagement has dropped drastically, and I decided to make a live stream today. You can be part of this live stream by ensuring that you watch the video, you share to your audience so that we can have a large audience participation in this live stream. Let me get to know you. You can also get to know me better. If you have any question you would like to ask me, you can ask it in the comment section. I will see it and respond to you appropriately. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. Now, when I said Ndigbo are in over 13 states, some people will be wondering, how come? Because for a lot of people, they just think Ndigbo are just in the 5 southeastern states of Anambra, Imo, Abia, Enugu, and the Ebonyi state. But beyond that, we have Ndigbo in almost all the 5 south states. That is why when you call them the eastern region, from that eastern region we have Cross River State now, we have Akwa Ibom State, we have River State, and we have Bayelsa State. That's 4 states from the old eastern region. In that old eastern region, every state has Igbo people in it. When we demanded for Biafra, it is not every tribe in Biafra that is Igbo, but every Igbo tribe, aside the ones in Delta and Edo, were included in that Biafra original map. So the Igbo-speaking people of Nigeria, numbering around 70-something million, stands as one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa, not just Nigeria. Because the people you call Hausa are not monolithic. You have the Nupe in their midst, you have the Tiv in their midst, you have so many other people in their midst, you have the Fulani in their midst who are even dominating them till now. So you would just think they are just Hausa. Some of them just answer you when you call them Hausa people because of courtesy. If they will sit you down and explain, you will know that they are not Hausa. They are not all Hausa. But Ndigbo are just Ndigbo. Maybe in our midst you will have those who say they are Ika, those who say they are Ikwere, those who say they are Oba. But in our midst, we are just one people with a mutually intelligible language that almost every tribe in Igbo land understands. Please let me know where you're watching from. I am expecting to see comments from people who are seeing this video. And I am also interested in knowing who is watching. Where are you watching from? Which part of Igbo land are you from? I have a lot of new subscribers that I have not gotten time at all to interact with. They don't know me one-on-one. I don't know them. And the way I run this channel is like a community. We interact often. Most of the topics you will see me discuss were suggested. You want to I would like to put the question out there on my screen so that people can comment. I interact with almost every member of this platform. I get to know them, they get to know me. Sometimes the topics I discuss were suggested by members of this platform.
Daddy, what are you doing? Daddy.
Yes.
I do Enuani.
Yes, Daddy is doing Enuani. You can go. Daddy is doing Enuani Cultural Forum. Yes, you heard me.
Okay.
Jemenda. Yeah, Jeme. Jemen, I have set a goal that maybe in the course of our interaction, if you are led to give us a super chat, you can do so. In fact, I can say it's getting close to a year since I last had a super chat. I thought they even stopped it, but I just saw the option here now and I put it out. Where in Igbo land are you seeing my video from? Which part of Igbo land are you seeing my video from? Let me know in the comment section. I've not seen one comment and I'm hoping to see your comments. So we usually interact, members of this platform. This is how we usually interact. And I always tell us, if you're seeing my video, please double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. I can see there was a time we were up to 15 people actively watching. Now we're at 10 and the video doesn't have a single like. Double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. This is going to be a very long video unless I meet the subscriber goal. I meet the goal that I set out here, or there's a power outage that will lead me to go offline, maybe to change my power source, because I'm using public supplied electricity and I usually don't rely on it. It may get interrupted. So, which part of Igbo land are you seeing my video from? If you are not in Igbo land, which part of the world are you seeing my video from? What do you think about the topic? Do you think Ohanaeze and Ndigbo are doing enough to promote Igbo unity? Do you think there is more that they have to do? And how can they do that more? Some of the time you will see me put out video. Most of my followers are outside the country, outside Nigeria. The next place I have the largest followers is United States of America, and then followed by the United Kingdom. I have large followers in these countries, and I usually encourage people there to do their best to ensure that they join in sustaining our culture. One of our best videos on this platform was a video of the annual conference held by CISA. CISA is Council of Igbo Speaking States in America. It was a viral video. So we also have Igbo unions all over the world. We have individuals as well who are invested heavily in promoting Igbo culture. I have one of such friends who is from Enugu State and another one who is from Anambra State. Constantly, they send me messages to my WhatsApp number. Our WhatsApp number is on our bio. If you go there, you will see it. You can call the number or chat, send us a message on WhatsApp. If we don't respond immediately, after a while, we will still respond. So welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum, and please double tap on this video to give it thumbs up, even if it is 1. It begins with you who is hearing what I'm saying. Give it thumbs up. If I have 10 thumbs up, it helps the algorithm to push the video. 10 people, just 10 people are watching, and we have done 15 minutes without a single like. When I come back, I'm going to tell us something very important. I want to share the video to my own audience on Facebook. When I come back, I'm going to share a story with us. Welcome back. I told us that I have good news. Welcome back. I told us that I have good news. Let me share the good news now. I want to thank every single person who has supported this channel, who has watched our videos, especially you who is watching the video now. Today, we hit 2 million views on YouTube. 2 million views. It means our videos has reached a milestone of 2 million views. That is not a mean feat at all. There are people who set up a channel and before 1 month or 2 months, the channel dies. But because of your consistency, because of the way you watch our videos, because of the way you share our videos, because of the way you interact and share our content, we have reached 2 million views today on YouTube. Channels are ranked based on how many people, how many views they have been able to muster. So our channel may rank higher henceforth because we have crossed 2 million views. And that is because of people like you who is watching the video, liking the video, engaging with the videos, sharing them, and inviting people to subscribe to our channel. This, what we do here, may seem like a joke to us, but it is transgenerational. As a historian, I have relied on articles that people have written in the past to make up my knowledge or research. What we are putting out here is researched work aired in video. So the clarity is very, very much that if somebody is going to later want to learn something, you just go and watch a video explanation of it. That is what we are doing here. Wow. Chibike, my brother, you are the first person to comment on the video. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum. And I just announced that today we hit 2 million views. And I am pleading with you, Chibike, to please take a step further to double tap on this video to give it thumbs up. When you double tap on a video, you automatically like the video. When more people like a video, the algorithm knows that this video is valuable and then it pushes the video to a larger audience. It's that simple. Please double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. Hi, Africa. And what I also need to tell people is this. When you engage with videos of people that you're watching their video, if you're a creator, what you are telling the algorithm is that you are a human being, not a robot. Because people get bots to watch their video. But when real human beings are watching a video, they interact with the video. And when real humans interact with video, that video grows. It reaches more people. Thank you so much, Daniel. So, please, if you are a real human watching this video, there are 3 things you can do. If you do 1 of them, I'm happy. If you do 2, I'm super happy. If you do 3, I'm so grateful. You can double tap on the video to like it. Comment on the video like Daniel just did, like Chibike just did, like so many other people have done. And then share the video. Double tap on the video. When you double tap on a video, when you click twice, it means you've liked the video. I have just 1 like after nearly 20 minutes of interacting with us. That is not good for the algorithm. What it does is that it kills the video and it discourages the person making the video. You who is also watching, it looks like a waste of data. I have discussed these topics extensively in the past. What people like more or what they engage with more is when I put on this camera, assuming I was saying rubbish about Ndigbo. You will see Ndigbo, my brothers and wonderful brothers and sisters, bashing me on the comment section. They will think they are bashing me. They are telling the algorithm, take food. This is your food. The algorithm now soars that video. It now goes viral. And most times it is wrong things that will give algorithm to promote. Thank you, everyone. We now have 4 people liking the video. And look at the magical effect. We now have, because of that 4 likes, we have 17 people watching. Although it has dropped to 15, but it hits 17 now. That is just a simple logic. I have another channel where I teach growth on YouTube. So I understand these tricks very well. The more videos are liked, engaged with, the more algorithm promotes that video. What kills a video or what hides a video is that people watched it, did not interact with it, probably because they did not find it interesting. This is not the reason why I'm making this video. I just needed to clarify that so that we can continue. But if you're watching the video, please give it a like. How do you give it a like? Just click the video twice, double tap on it, and piam, you have liked it. So, we are talking about Ndigbo outside the southeast states. Even those within the southeast states, why we need to unite as Ndigbo. This is 2026. 2027 is coming. We must unite as a people. A lot of things come with unity. There are lots of benefits that come with unity. In fact, the benefits of unity cannot be overemphasized. I'm trying to get information. The benefits of unity cannot be overemphasized at all. When people come together in unity, they achieve things that are unimaginable. They achieve things that are unimaginable. We're in an era that leads to a political season. We're in an era that leads to a political season. So, the unity of Ndigbo matters a lot. The unity of Ndigbo matters a lot. If we are united as a people, there are so many things we can achieve as a people. If we are united, there are so many things we can achieve as a people. But if we are not united, that's where the problem is. We have to be united before we can come together to seek for our rights in certain areas, both politically and otherwise. That is why I'm saying Ohanaeze Ndigbo, their first push should be to unite all Igbo-speaking people across the 13 states of the Federation so that we can speak with one voice. Look at the Yoruba people with just their 6 states. Since 1999, in this present political dispensation, the Yoruba people have occupied the presidency now for a period of 8 years with Olusegun Obasanjo, from 1999 to 2007. The vice presidency, 8 years with Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, from 2015 to 2023. And then now a Yoruba man again as president, seeking to do 2 terms. Ndigbo teteno nola. Teteno nola. Don't let anybody deceive you. Unity of Ndigbo will give us anything we want. Imagine if the 13 states occupied by Ndigbo plus the Ndigbo in diaspora choose to unite. Do you know what power that confers on us? Population that the Yoruba people are boasting with in Lagos, in Ibadan, in all their states. I guarantee you that 30% of that population is of population of Ndigbo. If I add all other ethnic groups to it, we are looking at 50% minimum. Ndigbo, let us unite. Let us unite and forge a common front. Let us unite and forge a common front. No Igbo man, that's the information I was searching for. Since Alex Ekwueme left the presidency in 1982, of course, he was the first democratically elected president of Nigeria. And incidentally, he's from the Igbo extraction. Since Alex Ekwueme, we have not had any Igbo son or daughter get close to the presidency or vice presidency. There's the man I was looking for, his name here. He's an Igbo man who served as vice president after Alex Ekwueme left. I think he was vice president to Babangida. An Igbo son. It was just 1 year or 2 years before he left. So it was just that. And since that time, I've checked his name. His name is Commodore Ebitu Ukiwe. They said he served as the de facto vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because he was the chief of general staff. He's from Abia State. Since this our brother that I mentioned, Ebitu Ukiwe, who served from 1985 to 1986, left. Anybody born in 1986 is now 40 years old. So since the last 40 years, no Igbo son. Thank you so much, my brother. You even commented it. I was looking for it. So since the last 40 years, no Igbo son has occupied the position of president or vice. Okay, my brother is saying that he's from Abariba. You know, in this cultural platform, we learn every day while trying to give information. I usually thought it was Alex Ekwueme who was the last Igbo son until somebody brought up this name to me and says it's from Abia State. So interestingly, Abia State has given us Thompson Agui Ronsi and then this Ebitu Ukiwe, who was a chief of general staff during the first years of Babangida's administration. That was the last time an Igbo son came close. And then we started assuming that the vice presidency is too high for us. Maybe the Senate president will be our birthright. When last did we have an Igbo son as Senate president? So Nigeria continues to undermine Ndigbo gradually until it will come to a time. Look at now, what do we have? The highest ranking Igbo son in Buhari's government is, I'm calling Buhari instead of Tinubu, because he said both of them are the same thing. The highest ranking Igbo son in Tinubu's administration is Honorable Benjamin Kalo. Who is the deputy speaker of the House of Rep. So you have the president from Yoruba, vice president from Hausa, senate president from the south, that is the place they call Ibibio, Efik or Ibibio, any of them that he's from. They have the speaker before they now remember the Ndigbo. Then you will have some Igbo sons that suckle their mother's breasts. They will now come online to tell you, no, we have to align with the center. Center Buogi there. Which center are you aligning with? Center that doesn't give you respect? Center that doesn't know if you exist? Center that undermines your people? What kind of useless center is that? And then a league of former governors from the south is assembled the other day in Enugu. And what could they talk about? They were talking about how to support Tinubu's second term ambition. If not for the ingenuity of most families in Igbo land, how will our parents be eating 3 square meal every day. How do people survive? Even you watching this video, if you are in Nigeria, how do you survive? My vehicle that I used to fill its tank before with 14,000 naira, 70,000 naira cannot fill my tank anymore. What kind of wickedness did we find ourselves in supporting? And you find some people jumping around that they are supporting continuity and they are trying to align themselves with the center. And one of them, a billionaire from Igbo land, Anambra State, even said that when Tinubu finishes, he will hand over to an Igbo man. Upon what agreement or arrangement is that? Ndigbo, we have to unite. There are 3 key things Tinubu has to do for Ndigbo that Jonathan failed to do. Because one of the problems we had was Jonathan bouncing into the sin upon the wings of Ndigbo. I remember when the Minister for Information, our sister, Professor Dora Nkem Akuili, was shouting on TV that Jonathan should be sworn in as president. On his own, it wasn't just Jonathan. It was Goodluck, Ebele, Azikiwe, Jonathan. 2 Igbo names. And then they believed he was an Igbo man. What did we get from Jonathan's presidency? Ministerial appointments that are statutory. Of course, every state must produce a minister or 2. Those are the things we got from Jonathan. People went for national confab, sat down, wrote down recommendations and gave to this man, and he sat on it. Recommendations that would have given us at least regional autonomy, at least state police, at least a restructured economy. Jonathan sat on it. Today he's jumping around and people are saying he's trying to contest the presidency. Upon what credibility? Ndigbo, we have to unite. Sanya in and Miri. We have suffered enough in Nigeria. You don't know what it means to have presidential power. That is why you think Obasarani, Ndigbo will continue to thrive. Will continue to thrive when other economies are developing on the benefits they are getting from the taxes they are collecting from Ndigbo. You want to ship container, it lands in Tinkan, in Lagos. They clear it there, the money goes to the Lagos state government and the federal government. You choose to bring it to Port Harcourt, it will stay there 2 months, it has not come out, or 1 month. You choose to do it in Lagos, 2-3 days, it is out, with your money gone. Why do you think goods are expensive? Customs posted recently that they have made trillions in terms of revenue. Who is that revenue coming from? Yoruba people that are importing goods? Ndigbo. Give us our own seaports. Give us the small seaports by dredging the Omambara River in Anambra. Dredge the Uguta and give us in Imo State. Dredge the one in Marina in Calabar and give them in Calabar. Dredge in Escavos and give them in Warri. Ndigbo, we have to wake up. Tomorrow, a Yoruba man who has not had his bath for 1 week will stand up and say, Ndigbo, go back to your state, go back to your state, go back to your state. Iran and South Africa, the same thing. Ndigbo, go back to your Nigerians targeting Ndigbo, go back to your state. Iran and Ghana, the same thing. When can we wake up and tell ourselves the home truth that nobody else can tell us? We have to unite and make a demand on Nigeria or break away from Nigeria like others have advocated. I'm not an advocate of that breakaway, but everything that has happened demands a breakaway. If Nigeria sees Ndigbo as part of it, then we have every right to contest for the presidency and to occupy that presidency for 2 solid terms. You, the Igbo son or daughter who is every day online supporting Tinubu, God will punish you. If it is because of what you're benefiting, it's probably understandable. But you pushing every day that all of us, we have to align with center will kill you. You will die in that center. I'm very, very angry. Your Igbo sons who are brave enough to strategize to ask for what rightfully belongs to them are doing so. And they are being frustrated. They are being frustrated by the courts. They are being frustrated by the system. Every political party that His Excellency Gregory P2B goes to crashes, begins to have internal crisis. They gave PDP its own internal crisis. The man left to Labour Party. They started giving Labour its own internal crisis. He left to ADC. Now they are giving ADC their own internal crisis. Just for a Yoruba man to do second term. Thereafter, they will say it's no longer the turn of the South. We should support a Hausa person. If a Hausa person finishes, another Yoruba will prepare again. God will punish all of you that are supporting Yoruba man for second term. It shall not be well with all of you. If you are so pained, leave, unsubscribe to this channel and get out. If you are a promoter of Igbo culture and you feel what I'm saying is wrong, also drop a comment here. Let me learn from what you have said. What kind of a country operates on such bigotry, such open wickedness, such open marginalization? And when you talk about it, they say, why are you always crying marginalization? Or if I am poured oil, I should say they poured me water. If somebody pours me red oil, I will say, no, you poured me water. So that I will not stand the risk of being mocked. We have to call things out the way they are. We have to call it out the way it is. Ndigbo, we have to unite for a common purpose. For a common purpose, for our own common good. You see this marauding headsman that Nnamdi Kanu talked about, and it looked like he was a madman. He was an overthinker. Today they are here. Yesterday I saw a video of an Hausa man lamenting, praising Nnamdi Kanu. He's saying that he is from Kano, and that in Kano State, even when Remi Tinubu visited them, they used a Fulani girl to welcome her, showing that Kano is a Fulani state now. If they can wipe out people of their similar religion, how much more you, who is a Christian, who they have told if they slap you here, turn the other side. Please, let us open our eyes. The quest for an Igbo son to become president is not parochial. It is not a favor they are trying to do us. It is our right. Constitutionally, it is our right. And if you are among us, among the people sabotaging that right or chance, it shall not be well with you. My brother says we don't have Kogi Igbo, Abia Igbo, Anambra Igbo, Enugu Igbo, Delta Igbo. Yes, we only have Igbo. That's true. Thank you so much. But we just have Igbo people who are residents in these states. And you know, Igbo is older than the state. Before the word Kogi, Delta, Enugu, all those words became states, we had Igbo people living in them. So Igbo Bofu. There's a viral video of a young Deltan who is from Iseluku insisting that he's from Delta Igbo. And the interviewer was telling him that there's nothing like Delta Igbo. And he insisted he's from Delta Igbo. In the end, I said, why not just say you are Igbo? And everything ends. I am Igbo. Then you start talking about which part of Igbo land you are from. Igbo ni Nebofu. Yesterday, I'm calling it yesterday because 2 years ago is just yesterday. In 2023, 3 years ago, in 2023, there was a clamor for an Igbo person to become the vice presidential candidate of the PDP, since a Northerner has taken the presidential ticket. And the Yoruba person has already finished a vice presidential slot too. Somebody from Delta, Dr. Ifeanyi Tokowa, who had just finished governorship for 8 years, came out to say he's an Igbo son. Yes, he's from Delta State, but he is Igbo. and that he should not be counted out. So the slot was given to him as an Igbo son. Koje nochiputa anya ndị Igbo. Koje nochie na ya anya as onye Igbo. In 2023, this is 2026. The same man is with microphone telling people that he can never be part of Southeast. It is either out of illiteracy, out of selfishness or greed that is usually associated with politicians, and out of the ignorance of the people cheering him, that somebody will 3 years ago come out to say he can take what belongs to Ndigbo, and in 2026 he comes out to say, but I am not part of the Southeast. What is Southeast? What is even South-South in terms of coordinates in geography? There's nothing called South-South. Nothing at all called South-South among sub-regions. Even if it is usually widely said that Alex Ekweme, one of our brothers who was a vice president, was among the people who proposed those regions. What is South-South? Nothing. There's nothing called South-South. So if you are Igbo, you are Igbo, like our brother here, Chibike, just said. You are Igbo, you are Igbo. So, whether you are in Anioma, by Anioma I mean whether you are in Enuani, where I am from, whether you are in Eka, whether you are in Ndokwa, whether you are in Eka includes the Igbo people in Edo State, the Banke, whether you are in Kogi State, whether you are in Benue State, no matter where you find yourself, if you are Igbo, you are Igbo. Just tell them you are Igbo. And the quest for the creation of Anioma State is one of the ways in the Igbo are saying we want our Igbo-speaking people united in the same region. Give them their own state. We have had so many assurances over the years, over the course of 70-something years, concerning this state creation. Over the course of 71 years. Until today, we are still having promises upon promises. They will create it today. No, they are not creating it. It's a lie. Ndigbo. This tortoise movement of APC and Nigeria's political elite, with the people backing them from outside Nigeria, against Ndigbo, is not a conspiracy theory. It is not a propaganda. It is something you, no matter the age you are, have lived to see. I shared a video with us, and probably the owner of the video copyrighted it so much that the video was marked for copyright infringement. So I removed the video. What is the video about? The video was talking about, in fact, how did I get the video for a start? I got the video from the social media handle of Chief James Ohanaeze Bori. So I started researching on the video and I found out. Senator Ben Obi was a special advisor on political matters to President Olusegun Obasanjo between 1999 and 2003. And he made one shocking revelation during a TV interview. He said that Olusegun Obasanjo was meant to rule for just one term. Just one term. And then Alex Ekweme will finish up the second term. That's Yoruba man rule one, and Igbo man will rule second term. That was the agreement. That was the arrangement with all the governors who are in PDP. As Obasanjo's first term was coming to a close, he started noticing that this man doesn't want to leave power. He wants to run for second term. He said, this was not the agreement. And they came up upon PDP a very great crisis in 2003. And then he was the one who was asked to go and discuss with all the governors get their support, and then they will proceed. He said all the governors in Nigeria who were in PDP had agreed that the Yoruba man should go back, the Igbo man should go and sit down. That Igbo man was Alex Ekweme. But only one man refused. The man refused to sign the signature. He refused to even pick anybody's phone call. He went underground. That man was James Ibori. He said he eventually went and looked for James and got him to support Obasanjo. He grudgingly did. That was James Ibori's problem with Obasanjo. And they massively ensured. I'm not absolving him of money laundering offenses. So all of them laundered money from Lucky Benedio, Joshua Dariye, all of them, including the one ruling you now. But James Ibori was single-handedly singled out and punished severely for supporting Ndigbo, for supporting an Igbo presidency. I shared that video, but I don't know, because of copyright. The person who did the interview, or this channel, political channel called Symphony, brought it down. But I got that video from Chief James Ibori. That was 2003. You can check how many years ago. 23 years ago. Since then, no Igbo son. That was why Obasanjo was shuffling between, make this Igbo man, you make Adolphus Wabara Senate president. Oh, it didn't work, I remove him. I put Empire sign. It didn't work, I remove him. I put this one. He was putting as many people as he could as Senate president to pacify those who are aggrieved, while punishing the man who spoke up for Ndigbo. Ndigbo, Teta Nonola, Sanya na Mary. These people are not more than us in number. They may be richer than us. That was their plan. I have watched 2 hours long interview of General Yakubu Gowon talking about why they struck Igbo land in 1967. He said Ojukwu has oil in his region. And probably with the resources he will make from selling the oil, he may even conquer Nigeria and bring Nigeria under his control. So he had all the foreign support he needed. And they crushed Igbo land and told you no victor, no vanquished. While telling you no victor, no vanquished, they ensured that the one who was vanquished till today has never occupied any position known as president or vice president. They knew what they were doing. They know what they are still doing till today. If Tinubu finishes and hands over to an Hausa man, they will say we should wait for the turn of the South. By then, P2B will be 80 years old or 70-something, going to 80. That time, a Yoruba man will come out again. Will say, he's an old man now. We need a younger person. Some of the idiots from our area who call themselves billionaires. I don't know what makes somebody a billionaire in Igbo land. Maybe because of money, but not integrity. They will come out and say, no, let's support him. You know, we have to align. We know our people are not educated enough. What? Are you more educated than us? People are educated by going to school or educated by experiences they have had. We have watched firsthand how these people hate us. We don't need you to educate us separately about it. We already know. Nigeria doesn't want the advancement or political advancement of an Igbo man. It means one thing. Make an Igbo man. P2B was saying, give me 1 tenor, and they thought he was joking. Give an Igbo man 6 months, Biko. Not 1 tenor. 6 months presidency. Go and pick up that confab report and approve it. Implement it. Regional government. Let's govern ourselves by region. Open up our seaports. Let's import things if we want to. We're no longer in battle. We're not fighting war. We're not importing ammunition. For God's sake. So that Ndigbo can import their goods down to Igbo land. If a Lagosian or Yoruba man wants to buy spare parts, let him come down to Onitsha. Let him come down to Arera, main market. Or Sisioma. Let them go around Igbo land to go and buy. Not we going there on the other hand. Or spending money to transport goods from Lagos down to this place. Thereby increasing the cost or the sales of the items. Give us that presidency and see what we will do with it. And you who should support the presidency say we don't have chances. The chances are very low. What are the chances of Yoruba people that have just 6 states? They have had presidency now going to 12 years. Vice presidency 8 years, that is 20 years. We have had 0. 0. And the Association of Failed Former Governors of the Southeast came together to say they are endorsing President Tinubu for second term. And the shameless man who made the video had the mouth to open and say that some of them went for medical trip. Medical trip because there's no hospital where they can treat themselves in the states where they ruled for 8 years. Please, this is Enuani Cultural Forum where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people, and today we are vested in discussing Igbo unity. Do you think Ohanaeze and Ndigbo are doing enough to promote Igbo unity? Do you think there is more to be done? What do you think they should do to promote the unity of Ndigbo as we approach the election year 2027? If you have watched this video up to this moment, kindly also double tap it to give it a thumbs up. Our videos have ranked very lowly on search engines. Our engagement has been very poor as well. So we decided to do a live stream to help our videos come up. And that is the reason why we are making this video. If we make these videos and it doesn't get the necessary likes and views it should get, it is because you have failed to engage with them. So please engage with this video, share it to your audience. And we also have a goal here, a target that we set when we started this video, to get 10 super chats. We have not even gotten 1 out of the 10 super chats. Super chat is one of the ways you financially support what we are doing. What we are doing is capital intensive. Most times we have to subscribe to libraries to get books that we use for our historical research. So you can support us in any way you can. One of the simplest ways to support us is by liking the video you're watching, by commenting on the video you are watching, by sharing the video to your audience, to WhatsApp groups, to Facebook, to Instagram, to everywhere you can share videos to your family WhatsApp groups. Invite people to follow this channel. We are 20 people watching. We have been 40. We have just 9 likes. So 9 people, the video only interested 9 people. That is what it means to the algorithm. Algorithm is not a human being. It doesn't read your mind. It only reads your actions. The actions you take while watching the video. Liking a video is as simple as double tapping on the video and you will like it. So please, like this video and share to your audience. Until next time, because I'm going to go off now, I want to encourage you to continue promoting Igbo unity. Continue to unapologetically promote the Igbo culture. I will see you in my subsequent videos. Thank you and do have a very wonderful Sunday afternoon. Bye. Thank you so much, my brother Chibike. God bless you. You were here from beginning to the end of the video.
Daddy.
Ariambo.